It is time for four downs. We're going to continue to take a look at the portal and graduation news as the Vols lose their entire secondary except for Wesley Walker. So four downs right now. And what should people do, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
They'll do that. And it's brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas.
Four Downs brought to you by Dynasty Spas, the most comfortable spas made in the United States of America, right here in East Tennessee. Drop in for the all-new showroom in Athens. Dynasty Spas, perfect for all four seasons. Four Downs, presented by Off the Hook Sports.
4 downs, 4 seasons. That's Dynasty Pools and Spas. All right, so we'll jump in the hot tub with Coop, as I know Caleb loves to do each and every day. What down, Coop?
Coop here. First down.
Thank you very much, Coop. I appreciate that. So Dynasty Pools and Spas, I'll tell you about them more, though, from transfer portal news. First down, what defensive back will the Vols miss most if all that we think leaves, which would put Slaughter, obviously, on the board. He could come back, okay? So we're not writing him off. But if Slaughter's gone, which one of those do they miss the most, Caleb Calhoun?
If Slaughter's in the portal, the one they miss the most.
And recap real quick all the defensive backs that are in the portal.
And so I'm not counting the ones graduating, because one of the reasons they're losing starters is because Kamal Haddon and Jalen McCullough have graduated.
Right.
Because easily Kamal Haddon's going to be the most missed, and he was the most missed when he got hurt this year.
Right.
Slaughter, Warren Burrell, Jack Luttrell, and Brandon Turnage. Of the four, I don't think they're going to miss any, but I'd say Warren Burrell by default. He's played the longest.
I think it's Slaughter because I still think there's that upside. I think he could go to another school and it could click. I don't know why it hasn't completely clicked, but it could click. I've seen players like that kind of just waffle around for a couple of years and then suddenly it clicks. All right, second down. Is that right, Coop?
Cooper Mays here. Second down.
Well, being in the hot tub with Coop. What defensive back will Vols miss the least if all leave? I remind you that 4 downs in this breakdown of Tennessee's defensive backs in the transfer portal is brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas. Imagine having the best spas made right here in the U.S. in your backyard. Dynasty Pools and Spas has their showroom open in Athens with the best hot tubs and spas in the market. Delivery, they can do that. Complete support, spa cover, and chemicals to keep your spa bubbling at its best. They've got some blemish models you can save a ton on, too. They're awesome. And discounts for first responders, military, and even just how about those blemish models? Like I say, that's what I'm going to do. But Dynasty Pools and Spas, go to dynastyspas.com or stop by there in Athens for a look at their showroom. It is Dynasty Pools and Spas, brings you 4 downs. What defensive back will the Vols miss least if they all leave, including Slaughter?
I mean, by default, also Jack Luttrell, because he hasn't really played.
Yeah, I would say Luttrell. But give me a guy that's really played.
So Slaughter, Warren Burrell, or that'd be Slaughter or Warren Burrell, one of the two. So I said Warren Burrell, so I want to say Doneiko Slaughter for the other one.
All right, Doneiko Slaughter. And it's worth noting Tamarian McDonald is can come back. And so what have you heard on him? Will he come back? That's the question.
I don't know if he will come back. I would assume he would. Like, why? I don't think he didn't. You watched him. I watched him. I don't think he did enough for an NFL draft stock. So I don't think he's bad. I think he's fine at nickel. And when he wasn't playing, your boy Slaughter stepped in for him at nickel, and that was an embarrassment to watch. Now, true, it was against Georgia, but at the same time, that was an eyesore. And
what? Yeah. Let's go.
No, that's it. That's it. I'm just saying your boy was an eyesore at nickel.
Turnage was difficult to motivate. Ouch. But I love the name Pan-seared ribeye. Doesn't that sound good? All right. What down, Coop?
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
All right. Third down. Who is the MIP? The MIP defensive back on the roster. Now, MIP is not MVP. It's MIP, most important player, something that I made up 20 years ago that I thought would take off, and it hasn't. But who is
not the most improved?
Not most improved. Most important player on the roster heading into the 2024 season. I was going to say Jordan Matthews, but based off what I'm hearing, Ricky Gibson maybe has a slight edge. So I'll go Ricky Gibson, who will be a rising sophomore in the 2024 class at cornerback.
I'm still going to say Wesley Walker because I think Wesley Walker is the most reliable at free safety. I'm not saying he's the best, but it's kind of like that glue guy that holds you together. Wesley Walker is to this secondary, if the secondary gets good, what Dane Bradshaw was to Tennessee basketball. Remember after Dane Bradshaw left and Tennessee couldn't find somebody to direct the offense, even though they were loaded with talent everywhere? And I think Wesley Walker is kind of that guy for this secondary. I think he's the most important.
We're in the hot tub with Tennessee center Cooper Mays, Dynasty Bulls and Spas in Athens. 4th down, Coop.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. 4th down.
Who will be the Vols' best defensive back next season? I don't care if you use Pro Football Focus, if you use Caleb's eye test, whatever you use. Who will be the best? I'm
still going on Jordan Matthews. I have settled and accepted what Fred told us and what other people, that a cornerback needs a year for it to click, similar to an offensive lineman. So I think he just needed a year. But I think Jordan Matthews is going to be a superstar next year. I'm seeing Bryce Thompson, Alontae Taylor, number 1, shut down the field.
It's pretty strong. Pretty strong. We shall see. When I look at this defensive backfield, how would they project right now if you were to put the 4 or 5 with the nickelback on the field? What group are you seeing? I realize this is a way too early of a projection for a depth chart, but the 4 you see on the field right now.
I'll go 5. I'll give you my 5 right now. I got
5,
both freshmen from this past. Jordan Matthews and Ricky Gibson locked down the 2 corner spots. I think both are going to be good. I think Tamarian McDonald stays in nickel. Wesley Walker stays at free safety. And Boo Carter starts at strong safety.
Really?
I think Jalen McCullough is gone. And I'm going to tell you this, Dave. This attrition is good news for Tennessee.
You know a name we haven't mentioned that has another year, right? Gabe Jeudy-Lally. And when you mentioned
another year? Does he have it? Are we sure he has another year?
He came in 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
But did he ever redshirt one of those years? If he didn't, if he never redshirt, if he played all 5 years, he doesn't have another year. You only get 6 years if you redshirted one of those years. And
he redshirted in 2020.
Oh, he redshirted in 2019. Okay. Okay. You're right. Gabe Jeudy-Lally.
Or 2019, excuse me. And then the
Gabe Jeudy-Lally will be a solid utility cornerback. He's not going to be one of the best. He's a good player.
But he is but I do think that he is your glue guy. More so than the other guy that you mentioned, to be real honest with you.
Okay, so he'll still be in there and be a factor. So again, with him back, again, Dave, you tell me. I think losing the secondary players is good. What do you think?
I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't think they did anything. There was not a single player out there that I saw that I was like, Tennessee just can't lose. So does that mean, is the attrition good or bad?
I think it's good. And I was going to ask you, do you think this is a sign that Tennessee, do you think these players are leaving because they know do you think they're leaving actually because they know other players are going to get better and take their jobs? That's what I think.
See, I knew you were going to ask me that. And I don't want to sound like the homer guy that says, oh, Josh Heupel is asking these guys just to cruise on because he's going to build a better secondary. I don't know that, but there certainly is the possibility of that. Derek's saying it's good. I think that it's probably good. But again, I like Doneiko Slaughter's upside. I did like his upside. Didn't see it on the field, liked his upside.
And by the way, you can start a freshman at strong safety. That's why I mentioned Boo Carter. Because what do strong safeties do? They hit. They hit. Eric Berry was plugged in at strong safety. Larry Slade started Gerard Parrish the first game over Eric Berry against Cal because of seniority. And you probably covered that team, right, Dave?
Yes.
And worst personnel move in the history of Tennessee football, right? Starting Gerard Parrish over Eric Berry for a game. That
would be true. They had a deal for the longest time in which Tennessee didn't want to start a true freshman. I remember Rashad Baker didn't start the season, but started at LSU and got trucked by LeBrandon Tofield, if I'm remembering that correctly. And I was like, I'd start him in the first game as opposed to starting him in Baton Rouge for the first time.